now as we are getting this show started. I just wanted to take time to say thank you again. I hope you guys have enjoyed the fall weather. Like always, we're going to chat about our weekend first before we dive into the various subjects. We got a lot going on, whether it is OpenAI and their new valuation. We have other things that we could talk about regards AI regulations in California. So there's a lot to go on to this show. But like you normal, we want to ask, how was the weekend? And so I'm going to start off by asking you, bro, how was your weekend?
Yeah, man. The weekend was pretty solid. Uh, got some content made. Went to church and watched some football. That was about it, man. In the condensed version, it was a little bit more rocky than that as well. I had the baby this weekend. Wife had to switch with some of her coworkers for some shifts, so she works 3 days a week, but she had to work Saturday and Sunday this weekend. So it was me and the baby, man, and it was cool. She had a few blowouts though, kind of got you, boy, but we all good. We all gravy. We made it. I'm still alive. I'm
Uh,
still alive.
staying alive, staying alive
Yes, indeed.
with the
Yes,
baby.
man. Yes.
Man, those blow ups be serious. I remember one time, I won't say which baby it was, but let's just say that things happen to travel upward quite a bit.
Oh, trust me, man. Yeah, that's what happened to me, man. And what's crazy is the main one that I'm thinking about. It happened during church. I'm in church. We had a great old morning. I told her, hey, we're gonna have a great day. We had on her good old nice looking clothes, all that kind of stuff, man. And yeah, she got me during church, man. I practically missed a good portion of the word, man, because we were trying to get that situation together. And when I say we, I mean me. Um, had to change the outfit, had to change the outfit and everything, man.
Uh,
Yeah.
oh man. Well, listen, that that is almost like a rite of passage as a father. You have to have
Yeah.
it happen at least 5 or 10
Oh,
times.
here's what's crazy. It happens all the time. It was just a little bit different because we were at church. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I totally hear that. Listen, if you guys are watching us, go ahead and put it down in the chat. How was your weekend? Before I start talking about mine, I want to hear from you. And while I do that, I want to remind everybody you can go ahead and subscribe to the show on the podcast version of this, or if you see down in the clicker, youtube.com/ at talk that tech show. That's youtube.com/ at talk that tech show. But yeah, in regards to my weekend, I went away to a men's retreat with my church, and it was actually really, really nice. It was really enjoyable. I was actually leading worship the weekend, and it was a quite the fun experience. Just getting away, getting in nature, beautiful scenery, and we're high up in the mills there in Pennsylvania, and just taking a look at everything. And it was nice, man. It was nice for sure.
Pennsylvania.
I
Yes, bro.
enjoyed it. The hills are alive with the sound of music, as they say. Um, but yeah, so that was a situation. But yeah, it was enjoyable. I enjoyed it, and I hope y'all had a great weekend as well. Listen, y'all, we're gonna kind of jump right into it and talk about the subject that we have at hand. So feel free to continue to chime in. We got Darcel in the building. Good morning, Darcel. I hope you're doing well, sir. I hope
Good
you're
morning. Good
doing well.
morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
In fact, y'all let us know how your morning's going. Put it in the chat as well so we can acknowledge you and bring you up on the live stream. We want to just to chat really quickly about this subject here, or not too quickly, but enough for you guys to respond to, which is the California AI safety bill. How many
Mm.
people are familiar with this bill that it has been passed out? If you're not familiar, we're going to talk about it right now so that way you get caught up on everything that's going on in this subject. So, without further ado, Brother Trey, take it away.
Yeah, yeah, man. Governor Gavin Newsom. I feel like I've heard that name over these last few years, more than I probably should since I live in Texas. But anyway, Governor Gavin Newsom, September, he vetoed a what would be a landmark AI safety bill. The bill was known as SB 1047, or the Safe and Innovation of Artificial Intelligence Act. Say that 5 times. But basically, this decision had some crazy implications for AI regulation in the U.S. Some of the key points of the bill, basically SB 1047, it was looking to establish some of the first regulations on a large scale AI models in the nation. So, this would have been like some ground floor work, and the bill would have mandated safety evaluations for the most sophisticated AI models. It would have required developers to incorporate a kill switch to disable AI systems if they posed a danger, right? Like, that's wild. It would have enforced formal oversight for the creation of frontier models, which, that's the most powerful AI technologies, probably stuff that we ain't even got access to yet. I don't know. I'm just saying. And then it would have provided whistleblower protections for employees at AI companies that were wanting to share some safety concerns. Like, yo, y'all don't know this, but they are building kill AI robots, and y'all need to know about this stuff. They were going to protect those people who are going to be talking about that. And basically, Governor Newsom, he has some stuff to say about why he vetoed it. And pretty much he has several concerns. He said, one, it can hinder innovation right now, and it could lead AI creators to basically relocate out of Cali. And he wants them to stay there. He wants that money, you know. Uh, then he said the legislation failed to consider whether an AI system is used in high risk settings or handled sensitive information. And it imposed stringent standards on even the most basic functions. So he obviously has an idea of AI, and he's like, look, this is too strict on what we need. And then the last thing he said was regulation should be based on empirical evidence and science, not just really way forecasting and thinking ahead and conjuring up things in your mind and just writing it down and putting it in the law. And so he was trying to basically look out for the AI creators as well on that one. So basically some of the reactions to that veto, though, a lot of tech companies and venture capitalists, they welcomed the veto. They were arguing that the bill could like basically stall innovation. And they about that money, so they're like, look, let's wait and let's see if some stuff can come through first before we start vetoing everything. And then there was some disappointment from advocates, though. They were saying that some Hollywood figures expressed some disappointment, saying that they need regulation oversight, and they just probably trying to save their jobs. If I'm being honest, they trying to save their jobs, and they don't want to see stuff disappear on them. But yeah, basically going forward, this even though they vetoed SB 1047, Governor Newsom has taken other steps to address AI, and basically he signed 17 other AI bills into law. So he got some work done on the AI side for sure. He instructed the state agencies to really broaden evaluations of risk and some of the potential catastrophic AI related incidents. And yeah, they're basically committed to consulting with outside experts to develop a workable guardrails on AI technology. So that's what we're looking at, y'all. They're really pushing forward and getting this stuff in the place when it comes to AI, so that we don't have different things pop up. iRobot, eye in the sky stuff that they want to kind of stop and not have happen. But who knows? We'll see. In the meantime, this one was vetoed. Get up out of there.
Yeah, man, and that's something that we definitely want to hear your opinion about. Oris is in the building. Good morning, good morning, good morning, all she says. Oh yeah, absolutely. Now,
Good
listen,
morning.
hey, regulations, I mean, honestly, they're important. Ethical AI is something that we talked about on the show before. I remember having a conversation with Rob Richardson on the channel as well for Tech These Tips, and he shared the importance of having regulations in place. And so there are things that are happening. Again, if it's vetoed, doesn't mean that they can't go back to it and actually get the things that they want in there. That's the part I'm looking at. We got other people in the building. Before I continue, we got Ralph in the building, and we got Tech Coach Ralph. Y'all check out his show.
What up? What
He
up?
goes live almost all the time, so you always can check in with something that he's got going on. So definitely check in. We got Operation Tech Takeover in the building day one. And so thankful that you are here, man. So thankful. So thankful. Yeah. So we're
What's
talking
up, OTTO?
OTTO. So yeah, we're talking about California AI safety bill vetoed, and we wanted to get your thoughts on that if you're familiar with that. Again, some things that were talked about was mandated self de-evaluations for the most sophisticated AI models and required developers to incorporate a kill switch to disable AI system models in if they pose a danger. So they're trying to get regulations in place, which I think are important. And so if it's vetoed, for the right reasons, then why not?
Yeah.
You need to get that stuff iron tight, to the best of our ability. But y'all, let us know what you feel like in the chat. We want to hear from you about that. Definitely. So, Tech Coach Ralph said it right here. He said, "Who is trying to set the regulations? Who is trying to set?"
Interesting question, man. Interesting question.
Yeah.
Basically, whoever it is, they were definitely trying to get Governor Newsom to sign off on it, and he said, "Not yet." He was like, "Let's see what actually happens. Let's see what's actually going on first, and then we'll make something shake. But right now, we need to let some stuff unfold. Let's not stifle these AI experts and the growth of it." But they Tech Coach Ralph, they was definitely trying to make some stuff worse, right? Like, hey, let's put some kill switches in. Let's go ahead and change how they're doing the stuff, how they can create. Let's put some guardrails in on them. And it's like they're not even there yet. They're not even done getting it done, and they're already trying to stifle them, trying to put them in this box. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Oh, but you're muted, Joseph.
I would definitely see here. I'm looking at the comment section, and Tech Coach Ralph says every time government gets involved, they make things 100 times worse. And then also mentioned healthcare, education, tech, taxes. You see the trend there. Although they won't sign bills like that during election season.
Yeah, normally I would say the same thing, bro. They really don't want to, shake up too much stuff while it's election time. Although I will say they didn't go into detail on it. I'm sure we can find them, but he did sign 17 other AI related bills and plans to consult experts on AI regulation. So he got this was the biggest one. This was the groundbreak. This was that one. He didn't sign that mess, but there were 17 others. I wonder what they were. They might have been, and they might have been pluses for AI and the people who are creating this stuff. They could be for them, which we'll see. But I don't know what they were. But it was 17 other ones that he got done, which sounds like a lot. I don't know.
Yeah, I actually got a comment on Instagram from Javal129. He says OpenAI receives either a mechanical or biological body. Biological body, it's over. We will have to share our Earth with them, according to Javal129. Almost that iRobot situation.
That's hilarious. Yeah, man. iRobot. Look, I don't know. It would be interesting to see. I need that kill switch. I don't know. I need that kill switch though. I need quick access to it too, just in case.
What if they kind of figure it out and be like, wait, you know what?
I deactivated the kill switch before you even thought about it.
Almost like that movie that we were talking about a while back on Netflix with Jennifer Lopez.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of it, but Atlas.
Atlas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Hey, we gotta keep all these things in mind as we're talking about this subject. So listen, y'all, if you did not see it, I just dropped it below. There is a call in button today, so definitely call into the show if you want to do that. Salute. Wait a second, we gotta stop the presses. We have another YouTuber on. We got William, also known as Before the Billions, also joining us.
Hey,
So glad that you're
hey,
able to stop by. Love to hear
good
your
morning.
input about this subject as well as a few others that we're talking about today. So thank you so much. Really appreciate your presence, and thank you so much for just stopping by. We definitely appreciate it.
Yes,
Definitely appreciate
indeed.
it. Oh man. And so yeah, if you guys want to call into the show, we have the link on YouTube at youtube.com/ talk that tech show. That's youtube.com/ at talk that tech show. Just join the live right there, and then you'll be able to call in and have a great time with us. But as we continue the show, we're going to talk about what we love to talk about. At least what I love to talk about here is these tech events that we have going on. So there's various things that are happening in the techosphere, as we say, and we want to make sure that you are aware of it. So we want to encourage you to go to blacktechglobal.com. That's blacktechglobal.com for more, as there are plenty of events, so many so that I'm not going to share my screen. I'm literally going to read them off because there's so many of them that I want to make sure that everybody is aware of. So first things first, we have on October 10th, Black Tech Fest 24. That's if you're in London, England. So if you're in
London.
London, England, it's £0 over there for this event. So definitely check that out. We also have between the 10th and the 13th, Black Travel Summit 24, which is in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, at $375 starting. Same time frame from the 10th to the 13th. We have Black Men in Tech Thrive 24, also in Fort Lauderdale for $350. Then we have Futureland from October 10th to the 12th in Cleveland, Ohio. That is going to be $70 for that particular event. So definitely check that out. October 12th is Men Impact Challenge Change Gala in Bethsaida, Maryland for $250. Then October 14th, we have DC Metro Black Tech Mixer in Washington, DC. $50 for this one. So stay tuned, guys, and we're almost wrapping it up here. We have October 15th to the 17th, DC Metro Black Tech Symposium 24. This is actually virtual and it's $0 for you. Then we have on October 17th, Diversitech Connect Philly Mixer in Philly, of course, at $10. And last but not least for this week's rundown, we have October 17th to the 20th, Black Travel Expo 24 in Atlanta, Georgia. Only $100 for that, $99.99. So definitely check that out for yourself. And that is this edition of the Bulletin Board, powered and by Black Tech Global, your premier
Hey,
source for upcoming tech events. And so, hey, if there's something in your neck of the woods or something that you missed there, I'd encourage you to go to blacktechglobal.com for more. So, this was probably the biggest news that kind of came out this week. Everybody's been talking about it. How much money was raised by OpenAI? How much were they evaluated for again? Sheesh. So that's the response most people were given when they
bro.
saw the numbers come out, and we're definitely going to talk about that right now as we get onto the show.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody. I mean, if you don't know what or who OpenAI is, by now, I don't know. You're probably under a rock somewhere. The company is behind ChatGPT, but yo, they just recently secured a major bag.
Jeez.
So basically, that bag also boosted that valuation like through the roof. So here's some details about that. OpenAI, they raised 6.6 billion with a B in their last or their latest funding round. This round has basically valued the company at $157 billion, and that valuation alone puts OpenAI on par with the investment bank Goldman Sachs, and it's basically surpassed the value of a whole lot of American corporations at this point. A lot of the major ones, y'all know, like a lot of them. So, anyways, this funding round, it attracted some big investors, which we talked about this I think last week or week before. I knew that they were going to get some of these big people in when they opened the door for this funding round that they were looking for, and yeah, it did. Microsoft, obviously, they trying to get in there, which they already got a lot of stake in OpenAI anyway. They doubled down. They say, hey, let us in again. We want to throw the bank at you. Uh, Basically, Bill Gates just gave him the card. Hey, unlimited limit. No, I'm just playing. I'm playing. But Thrive Capital, they hopped in. SoftBank, they're a Japanese tech giant. And then Nvidia, y'all know Nvidia. That's my babies right there, right? They are the American semiconductor leader. They hopped in as well. So some of the implications of this valuation, basically, several significant ones, y'all. This puts OpenAI with the world's most valuable startups. Like I need my hat, OpenAI. I need a hat. This we haven't seen stuff like this in a long time, so it's always fun and interesting. This funding is going to allow OpenAI to double down on frontier AI research and also increase its compute capacity. And it demonstrates continued investor confidence in AI technology. So, y'all, they're spending this money in AI. We need to be doing the same thing. Follow the money. You know, little coins go a long way when it's big work happening. Now, despite OpenAI's recent internal leadership issues, they still getting this stuff done. So I don't know if y'all remember, we talked about this. They had some key people leaving when they were changing the structure of OpenAI to, you know, like, hey,
For
we want to
profit.
make some money. Yeah, we want to make some money now. We want to go for a profit. And they had some big leaders leave around the same time, and they said it was a coincidence. But even though all of that's still happening, the money is still getting thrown at them, like, you know, they are in the club shaking something. So, anyways, listen, even though they had this high valuation, OpenAI, here's some challenges that they got going on. Okay, it's projected to generate $3.6 billion in revenue, but the losses are expected to exceed 5 billion. So you know, that's obviously higher than the income. Okay, the outcome is higher than the income. Now, OpenAI, they are they claim to have 250 million weekly active users. Now, I ain't gonna cap, I believe it. I know I'm in that thing every week, all the time. Now it's shared. Now the time is getting shared now, though, I will say, but I'm still touching it, so it's crazy. But it reports 1 million business customers paying for its services. Y'all, the continuity on 1 million paying an interesting amount is money in the bank. That's crazy. A million paying for its services. So y'all, basically, right now, you know, the AI sector is competitive, is moving. So this valuation comes at an interesting time. Other tech giants, Google, Amazon, Apple, Meta, they're all developing their own AI
Oh
and
yeah.
getting stuff out the door. So, you know, we're gonna see what all happens, you know, in the coming months, in the coming years. But this funding, though, it definitely allowed OpenAI to continue to maintain their position at as the leader in AI research and development, and we're gonna see where this money takes them. So
Yeah.
interesting times.
Very interesting times. And y'all, let us know your thoughts in the comment section. I'm thinking about the fact that they went for profit last week, like we talked about, and the
Hey,
fact that they were able to raise that much money and they're evaluated for that much money. Again,
very
six point
strategic.
6.6 billion is nothing to scoff at. That is a ridiculous amount of money to raise. And then the fact that it's valuated at 157 billion. There's a lot of changes in this case. Yeah, we talked about last week how even Google decided to rehire um, an individual in his team for almost billions of dollars there. And so we
Yeah,
just want to make sure that we're just thinking about these different things and see this little race. I mean, it's amazing because you know, right now it's like right now is the time to really evaluate it as a business, see how you need to get involved with this or you're gonna get left behind. It's just the way that it's looking right now. Everybody is really kind of either investing in it or really being pioneers in this space. And it's not like AI has never been here before. It's always been here. It's been here for a while, and just in different forms. But the
yeah.
way that it's accessible now, yeah, this is definitely a time to be alive. It's definitely a time to
Yeah.
be alive to check this out. But listen, y'all, what are
I
your
mean,
thoughts? Go ahead, bro. while people
Oh no, I
tap
was
their
just gonna
thoughts.
no, I was just gonna say that it's one of those times where people who lived in the past, if they saw some of the stuff we're doing now, they'd be like, "Yo, that's witchcraft. This
Yeah.
there's no way it should be able to do that." It's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. And so y'all listen, if y'all I want you guys to definitely let us know your thoughts about this. Check it out for yourself below. If you have any thoughts about that, let us know in the comments section. And we're gonna bring it up. We're gonna bring it up for sure. But we just want to make sure that you are chiming in and giving your thoughts as we go. Tech Coach Ralph said, "It's the devil, Waterboy's mom." Yeah, well, the
Facts.
Water Boy right there in the bayou. It's the devil. Oh man. Well,
My
listen,
mama
I
said.
some people still feel that way. Some people still feel like, listen, this thing right here is no bueno. We got what a
Oh,
big
do they?
boom. We got big boom 330, excuse me, on
What up?
Instagram. What up? What up? I can't say that right. uh, well, yeah, thank you so much for stopping by. Big boom at 330. Thank you so much. We got Tech Coach Ralph as well saying, "Oh, as Trey said, Mama said I was thinking." Yeah, I was
My mama
thinking it.
said.
Mama said. Mama said. Mama did it with a list. Mama said.
Yeah, boy.
Oh man, but yeah, no, I
Let's talk
think that
about how legendary he is, man. Doing it
well,
doing it by himself,
yeah,
getting to the bag with all his friends, living how he want to live, man. He be showing up in t-shirt and shorts everywhere. I'm like, yo, that's how you do it, man. That's how you do it.
yeah, what's the water?
I,
What's the water?
he's definitely not scared of all this Diddy stuff that's going on. I could tell you that. He does his own thing, man.
Oh man, no, that's absolutely the truth. Absolutely the truth. In fact, listen, y'all, what when it comes to anything that we talked about, what really kind of appeals to you the most in regards to like, man, this thing right here, if this thing really takes off, and this is gonna be news that we haven't talked about. If y'all have any news that y'all have seen, drop it in the chat. We want to be able to talk about it as well. And we can have a conversation about it either this week or the next week. We definitely want to hear your thoughts and opinions. In fact, one thing I saw was me just cruising the internet, minding my business, LinkedIn,
Hmm.
and there was there's something that captivated my eye, and I had to talk about it because I thought it was like really, really one of those things that um, shows me how far we're advancing when it comes to animation, when it comes to design, when it comes to even people that are in the movie realm, and what this can truly be. And remember we talked about Tyler Perry shutting down his whole budget towards like a new studio, I believe it was. Check
Yeah,
this thing out.
yeah.
This is I don't know if you saw this, guys, but this is Pika 1.5. I'm not gonna copyright reasons, I'm not gonna use the volume, but as you can see here, this is AI. This is AI, all of this. And so this is actually showing the potential, I believe, in movies for AI and what it really can be. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I'm not not with the times right now, but I'm thinking this thing is actually looking pretty good. And I was a little bit like almost taken back when I first saw it. I was like, man, this actually looks really good. But I want to share with you guys, show it to you so you can let me know, do you how do you think this would affect the movie industry? Like all this is AI. All this could be nicely edited. You could take these images, blow it up, expand it, do so much different things. Uh, First of all, I'm thinking about the cost savings. That's one. And secondly, I'm thinking about the fact that, and that's even they even took him and made him an AI. But like that sort of stuff is the stuff that I'm thinking about when I see stuff like that that's coming out. Like, man, this right here, even for people that are using like for their own editing, for example, they're using different sort of uh I can't even talk right now. What is it normally called when people are like using different cut screens. Like basically they could input this into the
Edits.
editing. Yeah, or yeah, pretty much, and use that for YouTube. And how much more money would that save? You know what I mean in regards to just you using it. In fact, if we go to the comment section here, LinkedIn just says, why is there more investment in AI, BS, EQ? I'm not too sure what that means, but please elaborate.
Yeah,
Versus knowledge.
give a
Yeah, give us an example.
versus. Oh, versus EQ, versus EQ. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Uh, listen, I I I don't know, man. I'll say this: I'm a huge proponent of EQ. If we're talking about the same EQ, let us know if you're talking about emotional intelligence. If that's what you're talking about, I'm a huge proponent of it. This society uh, puts IQ over everything, right? When you're coming up, you're going through school, you got to go through those SATs and all the tests and all of that. I've always been huge on EQ.
Yeah.
When someone can come in and get the same stuff done as someone who has the degrees and has the high IQ, but because they know how to connect with people and
Yeah.
they understand how people work and how to talk to them, how to build relationships, they can get some of the same thing and more done, which I don't know. A part of me says that EQ is definitely over everything when it comes to that, right? That's just understanding how people works. I have books on EQ. I love it, but I don't know. I think maybe it's more investment on that because it's a product, right? It's a SaaS. It's stuff like what Joseph is putting on the screen now, right? It's something that they can um, use and scale. It's kind of hard to scale an individual, to a certain degree. So if that's what you're talking about, I would say that that's why that they would put a lot more investment in that. But I do love EQ. I'm huge on that for sure.
Yeah, in fact, he did said yeah, that's what he was referring to was
Oh, okay.
emotional intelligence, and you're absolutely right. I think that's why there's always going to be a human in the loop when it comes to AI, especially in the
Yeah.
workplace, because you're gonna have to have somebody that really sells that AI. The AI bot that can really kind of talk to it. Like I don't think it'll be able to sell itself, at least not yet. So we definitely need a human in the loop, and you need that emotional intelligence. And I think what you're alluding to is that we should invest into that as well. I agree because here's the thing: I see a lot of the younger people this generation, and maybe forgive me, this is a generalization, but a lot of the younger generation that's growing up with this technology, just being around them recently, I would say they're all very well. A lot of them are very have challenges with emotional or
Big
social,
time.
yeah,
Big
social
time.
things. And at first, I thought it was just one or two, but I'm starting to see a trend where just social interactions and having conversations is a lot more awkward than it was. And what was the cause of that? I can't really give you one or the other, but I could definitely say I think there's a correlation between them just being engulfed in this technological world, and really being that all they know versus us, where we're kind of like, hey, I had to go out and play a little bit.
Yeah.
I had to make friends in new ways, in traditional ways, I should say. Going to the playground or going to school, and there's a little bit of social there, but there's a lot of everything happening on the internet in a social in a virtual way that I think plays a part of that.
Yeah, yeah, and man, I sure hate they didn't put your name up there, LinkedIn user. But one last thing I'll say is I think where it will go is maybe it's starting with investing in AI, and so while they're investing in AI, maybe we should also be investing our time in it and learning it and figuring it out, so that then we can put both of those together. If you have AI and you have AI capabilities and being able to use it and understand how it works and you also have emotional intelligence, that combination right there is going to take you through the roof. That combination is going to keep you, either working or consulting, basically getting to the bag for a long time because you understand people, you understand this new world of AI and how it's used and how it can be used to elevate a company or to grow a company, they'll invest in that for sure. So, as long as you can stay in the game on knowing what's coming and how to use it, and then couple that with your emotional intelligence and how to deal with people, uh, yeah, it can go a long way. So I would definitely say they will invest in EQ, but it's gonna come at the the cost of knowing knowing the AI and knowing how to put them both together, and
Yeah,
then they'll invest heavy in
and
the individual.
I did some. I went back to LinkedIn to see it was. There was Keisha, actually somebody I know
Hey,
in
okay.
IRL in real life. So
Hey,
glad to see you, Keisha, and I'm
oh,
so glad
good,
you
good.
gave those comments as well. I think it's really important. We definitely need to talk about it more, for sure. And so I'm glad that you brought that up because emotional intelligence is definitely a huge component, and even the effectiveness of AI. And because there are virtual agents, there are different things like that, and people can read through that. If the AI is too robotic, or they'll be like, man, I'm gonna click off human 000. I need human right now. Yeah, I agree. That is a great combination. People should drive tech. Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely. Boy, I gotta go to the other comments because these people are are making it hilarious in here. We got Tech Coach Ralph. He says, "I don't see it as realistic as real movies yet. Are they going to get fake AI actors, actresses too? That is interesting."
probably,
We
probably.
we talked about what happened with voice cloning, and we saw a little bit of that as well. Just take some images, get the voice cloning in there. Somebody's sick, or they can even bring some actors and actresses back from the dead, like
Man,
with
I
AI.
was I will say though they're trying it, bro. As far
Yeah,
as these fake AI actors or actresses, they got the fake AI influencers, bro. I was in mini chat. They had a mini chat had a conference. It was a virtual conference. I was in that thing for a few days last week, and just seeing what they were doing and getting some tips and stuff. But basically, the last speaker, literally the last speaker of the conference was some AI influencer that literally has millions of followers, and like they I don't understand. I really didn't understand it. From the comments that were in the chat while it was going on, some people didn't like it, but it was a lot of support. But apparently it's some, I can't remember this girl's name. I don't even know if I could call it a girl, or it was an AI, but I don't know. But either way, millions of followers. They have her in videos with all these different celebrities, and apparently, like she's a legit like influencer as far as getting money and people commenting and talking to her and all this kind of stuff. So I don't know, bro. It might be a situation where they will build out an AI actor or actress, and people like literally follow them just like they follow The Rock, or Dwayne Johnson or Kevin Hart and all these other actors and stuff like that. It's possible. You won't see me doing it, but I can see some people actually have doing that.
no, that is a real thing already. In fact, there's some AI influencers that basically they take requests and they say, "Hey, what do you want me to do or to see?" And now people are almost like an a la carte service where they're like, "Hey, I want you to play basketball, whatever." And now whoever's generating that AI image or video in this case can literally just say, "Okay, generate basketball, da da da." And now people are almost getting like again a microwave service or whatever they want the influencer to do, which is the other thing altogether. Ted Coach Ralph
That's
said, "Let's let me make season 6 of The Wire, and then I'm sold."
Yo, that's funny. Hey, you know what? We might not be all the way there yet, but I mean, there's probably gonna come a point in time where it could get close. It's like you feed it like, hey, here's what happened all through the other seasons. Go ahead and get 6 done, and it will probably come up with some versions. I could see some versions that you'd be like, you know what, that was good. So it's possible, just not yet.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. It's coming. It's coming for sure. He said, after Mitch became my best friend, I stopped accepting any more friend requests. And so that's a virtual relationship right there. And then he said, my clone has a lot better emotional intelligence than I do. Uh,
Interesting.
I think you got more intelligence, but I ain't gonna lie. That thing was pretty close when we listened to it a couple episodes back. If you even watched the episode with Tech Coach Rouse virtual clone, you got to check that out for yourself. But very close, very close. And then we have Mitch says, "We are not friends. I do not like you."
Yeah. Golly.
And then Tech Coach Ralph says they can do the animated movies that way though, with what
Yeah.
we just saw for
The
sure.
animated movies for sure. Like and maybe they're going back to that. I just saw they released Everybody Hates Chris Steele or something like that. Everybody Still Hates Chris. And basically that's an animated series now. So they probably could mess around with that in there. Oh, you're muted.
How many reboots do we start to see all of a sudden with based off of that?
Interesting.
You know,
Interesting. Hey
and it,
man, that strike hurt them a little bit. They had, hey, let's bring some of this stuff back out so we can get this money back.
yeah, exactly. And this is probably incentive to them to hurry up so they don't have to have any more strikes in the future. AI is not going to strike against you. So yeah. So yeah. Mitch is hilarious. The Joe that Rona in Jersey. No, it literally is just me. I went away for the weekend. It was a lot colder, caught a cold, and that was it.
Was it
Uh
really?
yeah, because when you're in Pennsylvania in the hills and it's high up there, the elevation and everything, in the morning it'll be a nice crisp 46, and in the
Mm,
afternoon it'll be a nice 70. You're like, whoa.
golly. You weren't
It,
in a tent, were you?
no, it
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
Let's
Okay.
chill. It'd be quick. It'd be quick. Dick Coach Ralph says, do strikes actually end up helping the union members in the long run? That's a question. That's a good question.
That is a good. I don't know, bro. I like that side of the world as far as going on strike and unions forming up and stopping stuff. Like I have no clue what that does for the individuals. Like I think there was one not too long ago with truck drivers. It not truck driver. It was something. I just saw it. I don't know if anything came of it or what does happen, but I mean they do it and they cause some stoppage and blockage for sure. Uh, but I don't know if it does. It has to work though, because they keep doing it, right? Like, and it's in different industries, different spaces, so it has to work. Maybe.
Yeah, I believe so. So last week the port dock workers they settled until January 15th, and then OTTO said it helped the dock workers. That's what he's
Okay.
saying. So yeah, it has its
Okay.
place.
Yeah. I knew it was something. I just saw. Yeah, it was the port workers. I said trucks, but I knew it was stopping a bunch of stuff um from moving up there on the top right of the U.S. I can't think of the area, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was stopping a lot of stuff from moving around.
Yeah. No, I definitely hear that. And into the auto industry, strike. Then 6 months later, a bunch of them got laid off.
Man, that's tough.
Yo, yes, that is. I mean,
Could you imagine?
and that's what I'm saying with AI. A lot of these companies saying, "Hey, listen, we understand EQ and all, but right now we want to save some money, especially in this economy." And that's the sad part. I believe you still need the human in the loop, but not everybody feels the same way. Some people feel like, hey, listen, this is less stress if I go this way. So yeah, definitely a lot to take in there for sure. And listen, y'all, we're gonna keep this conversation rolling. We're definitely gonna be talking about this. So definitely put your comments in the comment section below. Let us know, and we love for you to jump on it. Let us know your thoughts by texting them or commenting below and letting us know what your thoughts are on this
Yeah,
subject.
it's crazy. When it comes to this Pika, bro, I watched a video literally last week. I didn't realize what the name of the he said
Mitch.
I'm striking too. Yeah. Yeah, I'll strike in silent, you
Yeah,
know.
silent protest.
Nah, I don't know. Exactly. Silent protest on them. Um, I don't know. It would have to be something that I actually care about.
Yeah,
If I'm
absolutely.
being real, I just some of that stuff. It's like I just don't care about it enough. I guess because some of the stuff that people get mad at. I'll put it like that. Some of the stuff people get mad at, I don't care about it enough. But maybe if there was something that was like really, like mm, I need to go out and protest and strike, then I'll get behind them. But if y'all seen the Boondocks, there was an episode where Granddad was trying to get away from uh, he was trying to get away from some of the stuff that was going on when it came to uh, what is it? Not slavery, but man, what was the thing that came after that when they were protesting and stuff, MLK and all that stuff? He was trying to get away from that, and he ended up right dead in the middle of it. I feel like something like that. I feel like something like that would happen. If when it came to a job and I was striking, I'd be like, man, I don't want to do this, but somehow I would probably find myself in there on accident.
Yeah, man. No, I think hey, there's a lot to be said about that for sure. And I think we're definitely gonna continue the conversation. Let's talk about it.
Oh,
Let's talk
they
about
wanted a 77% pay increase.
that's a lot.
See, and that's and like yo, and like that right there, that's where that's why I said like some of the stuff I just don't care about. Like I want a pay increase, but when you start saying stuff like that, that's when logically I check out. Like 77% is crazy work. Like that's crazy. It sounds crazy.
Yeah, that's
That's
pretty.
almost 80%, which is almost 100%. like
Well, listen,
like that.
I gotta do more research before I talk about it because Mitch said they got 62% though.
God
Uh,
dog.
yeah, that's
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
I,
Okay.
I
So
wouldn't even
so
know what that.
obviously they knew something that we didn't know. Unless they making $7 an hour.
That's what I was about to
Uh
say. We don't know how much. I don't know how much it was before. So they're about like, hey, we want to at least get the minimum wages across the nation right now.
oh man.
Or just like whatever industry standard may be. We don't. I don't
You
know.
it's one of those things, man, especially when it comes to like pay and money. Sometimes, the world that we live in now, we're talking about AI, but what a lot of people don't realize, like, on the other side of that, there's money being made. There's a whole lot of other ways to get money in this world, but I don't know if sometimes I don't know if people want to put in the work to actually get it, but you know, yeah, I mean, there are just other ways to make money. Um, I don't know what it caught, what it slowed down, or what it stopped as far as stuff going on. But yeah, I mean, learn a new skill, get better at your craft, switch, go to a different switch, go to a different space. Um, I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of ways to be able to make more money these days than it's ever been. I just think people have to be open to the idea, and they might realize like, yo, I actually not only am I making more, but it's a lot easier. I like it more, or whatever the case may be. And but if you only want to stay and you know, I guess go on strike to get your raise, then that's cool too. I guess.
Yeah, I'm chuckling in the comment section. He's like, they don't want
What
me to
they
be in
say.
charge. Tech Coach Ross says they lucky I'm not in charge.
Me
We got
too.
hold up, we got
I'm
stop the
with you.
presses. We got OTTO in the building. What up, OTTO? We're bringing you on stage. Come
What
on,
up? What
sir.
up?
Hey, what's going on, family? How y'all doing?
Doing
Oh,
good,
great,
man.
man.
Yeah. Now to touch
Slow
on what you
motion.
touch on what you was talking about, Trey. So as somebody who used to work in the auto industry as well and know about it, so the dock workers with the union. So that was like a lot of the guys that I know that I still talk to that are still in the auto industry and dealing with the unions. That was something that was big that was talked about was the difference between what the UAW union and what the dock workers had. And so, with the implications of it, what was said was when they had their representation come through for the dock workers, basically what was said was, look, you have all this import stuff coming in from all these different countries. We're not going to unload nothing. So that means all your goods that are coming over, the food that's coming over from other places, the clothes, the chips, like as far as like even impacting the auto workers. So the chips and microprocessors and all that stuff that's coming across from overseas, none of that stuff was going to get touched. So they said they'll
Mm,
let it come into the dock. It'll come into the dock, but nobody's going to touch it. So you're not going to unload
Mm,
anything. So you're going to have all this product sitting in the dock and nobody unloaded, nobody touching it. So truckers can't get in to get the frames for the vehicles and stuff, and transfer it to where they needed to go. So that's what, like I said, from what I've got from a
I
couple of guys that I talked to, that was some of the stuff that was said about the dock workers, and why they talked about the strength between what the auto worker union versus the dock worker union, and how what they got done. Because a lot of people said what the auto workers got when they did their strike was nothing compared to what happened with the dock workers, and how strong the third union representation was. Everybody felt like the auto workers union work just kind of fell over. They just kind of got pushed
wish
over and
they
said, okay,
wish
yeah,
they
we'll take
probably did.
whatever. Yeah, we'll take whatever just to shut everybody up. But the actual union, the union for the dock workers said, nah, we're not just gonna take anything. You gonna make it worthwhile. And when you got a situation like that where you've got billions of dollars worth of products, whether it be semiconductors or frames or even food coming across from other countries, you're not gonna want that held up at a dock and
No,
just sitting there spoiling away as the day goes along because you won't play hardball. So yeah, that's what I got from it, from my
man,
sources.
that's cold as ice right there. And
Really great
appreciate
info.
that insight. But yeah,
Yep.
it's one of those things too. It's like I don't know as far as the auto workers versus the port workers, which one um has the most impact on like US wide, like and I don't know, like it sounds like the dock workers, it kind of messes up a little bit more stuff than the auto work. Like, you said food, you said chips, you said clothes, right? That all that stuff needs to get around. And I don't know the difference, but it sounds like it might be, that too, right? Like there's a lot more involved with that. Hey, we need to go ahead and pay these people because we got a lot of stuff moving through here that is gonna be on us. I don't know. Is that the case?
It feels like it, like you
Okay.
said, just going through and thinking about it. Yeah, you got y'all work. I mean, yeah, people need vehicles. People, want to get
Yeah.
new cars. They can afford them, but there's a difference between getting a frame and a semiconductor for for a car to work your car's computer versus you being able to, power, the electronics, or you have certain foods that we don't grow here in the U.S. that is imported every year, and have all that stuff. So that's going to affect a lot more things even outside of the US, because you got to think we have all these treaties with these different companies where we import these different foods. So
Yeah.
if you stop it from coming in, that's going to stop the money too, because yeah, I'm not going to pay you for something I can't get in. So if we have an agreement that, hey, you're going to import the bananas and coconuts here, well, you give it to the on the ships, and it comes here, but I can't
Hmm.
get it. Well, I'm not gonna pay you for something I can't get. So now you're stopping the economy in more than just the US. You got multiple places you're stopping that economy because
And
you're not gonna pay for it. So
that sound
that's
like wartime, man.
right, exactly.
Because if I put my stuff on the ship and you tell me you ain't paying me because you couldn't get it in, that ain't my fault. I need my
Right,
money on time,
right.
and we're gonna have a problem.
Right. So that's like I said, that's going to be a lot more implications versus just something simple
Yeah.
like, all right, I can't make no vehicles. Okay. I mean, so what? You might as well
Yeah.
go buy your used car and
Exactly.
get you one of them Dave Ramsey mobiles. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes, sir.
get your
Yes,
used
sir.
car and call it a day. But yeah, that's where like I said, from the guys I've talked to that still work in the industry, the auto industry and stuff. That's kind of what they were talking about, like with the whole union thing, and how they wish the auto worker union had more spine than than what the port workers union got, because a lot of guys feel like they got shafted with the agreement they got for that. But that's, like I said, that's what I see and what I've heard, and just my thoughts on what the implication was between with the strike with the auto workers versus what the port workers got. That is a lot more at stake with them not being happy than what not making cars would be.
Exactly.
Come on now.
Yeah.
It's
No, I appreciate
it's a,
that.
and it's a good point, and something that we kind of sometimes forget is that it's not just the United States being affected; it's anybody who's driving business or traffic this way, and they knew it. They knew that, and that's why they're like, "Oh, we finna have a good time, letting y'all get letting y'all know that y'all can't keep doing us wrong here, and we're gonna get our own." And then Stevenson says, "I believe the deal is temporary until January 18th," and that's what we mentioned as well earlier. It is temporary until January 18th, but it's very interesting because what's going to happen around that time? Are they going to build, as tech coach Ralph said here? I'm gonna go back to this comment because I was just laughing. But he said, "But then when I get my Tesla humanoids to run the docks, thank you for your service." Would it be temporary until Tesla comes in with the humanoids? But
Yo,
automation.
could you imagine
I know.
getting it done 15 times faster and they lifting everything, heavier stuff? God, dog.
That would
I
be a
don't know.
problem.
That'd be
That
an
would be a
interesting sight.
problem. Tech Coach Ross said they won the battle, but the war is still waging.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I would like to know, what are the hiring and firing situations like? Is it one of those things where, hey, we'll give you 62%, but guess what? I just hired 15 new people and I need you to train them, right? Go ahead and get them trained up. And then next thing you know, some stuff happens. And as soon as it does, you're getting ushered out.
Getting the boot.
Yeah. Yeah. And now, you train the people who came in for you at a lower rate because they were just, thankful to get a job. It's an interesting setup.
And then they'll be on our brown box special. They'll be on our brown box special.
This is
Uh,
facts.
and that's what we're gonna be talking about now is that brown box special. But this is good, man. Love that everybody is chiming in and sharing what they need to
Yeah.
share. Because
Appreciate
this
you,
is what makes the
OTTO.
show. Yeah, man.
Of course, my
Yeah,
brothers. I
man.
appreciate y'all.
Absolutely, man. Always
Yes,
welcome on the
indeed.
show. Always. Man, and that's exactly what we could expect in regards to like the brown box special. And unfortunately, we have a sad one, an interesting one today that we want to share with y'all that we think that you guys might find pretty interesting. I actually was scrolling on Instagram when I found this one, and this is a story about a woman named Debbie Stevens and her kidney donation to her boss is this
Mm,
complex one, right? So here's what happened. Debbie Stevens, 47 years old, she's a mother of two. She worked as a clerical worker at Atlantic Automotive Group in Long Island. And basically what happened was her boss basically, was an older woman, and she learned that her boss needed a kidney transplant. So she offered to donate her kidney to which her boss allegedly replied, "You never know. I may have to take you up on that offer one day." And it happened that a year later, she did follow up on that offer. And so now she was a direct match for her boss. Look at that. And she agreed to do the donation to her, which allowed. And so actually, she agreed to do a donation to someone in St. Lucia, stranger to Lucia, which allowed her boss to receive a better match kidney from a donor in San Francisco. The surgery took place on like around August of 2011. So here's the bad part. So Stevens experienced complications from the surgery. This is the person that donated, making it difficult for her to perform her job tasks. Right. Upon returning to work, Stevens claimed that her boss treated her poorly, including yelling at her, belittling her, and denying her accommodations for her medical issues. Stevens was eventually transferred to another dealership and then fired the next year for performance issues. You can't make this stuff
golly.
up, y'all. You cannot make this stuff up. She filed a complaint with the New York State Human Rights Commission claiming discrimination and retaliation. She also planned to file a discrimination lawsuit against the company that she's working for, seeking millions in compensation. In October 2012, the New York State Division of Human Rights ruled that there was a probable cause that Steve was unjustly fired, paving the way for a $15 million lawsuit. Can
Mm,
you imagine that, though? Can you
mm.
really imagine that?
Put that put that woman out of business. Bitney. Put out of business because you messed with my kidney. A $15 million kidney. Hey, I might say you can have one of mine. Now, I don't know about the
Easily.
complication part. I need a little more information. What kind of complications was she having? But yeah,
Yeah.
it's real. It's real. That's real cold. But Mitch said, Mitch said that's something Ralph would do.
That is hilarious. Mitch did say that's what
That's
Rob
cold.
would do. He
That's
says
cold.
I have mixed feelings about it. I mean, to be honest with you, listen, if you have complications from, let's just say a pregnancy, let's say a woman has complications from pregnancy, she has C-section, whatever, and she needs to take more time. I think the law will protect her from that, you know,
It
and
should.
it should. It depend, well, I'm on HR, so somebody from HR can tell me if they know in the chat. But I'm thinking like if this person literally gave up their life, their kidney, I should say, so that you could live, and they're having issues from it, just on a human level, hey, all right, you kind of saved my life, so I'll give you a little bit of time to get to heal up or whatever.
Cold as ice.
You're like, nah, I'm getting you out of here, and you're gonna get the boot eventually. Like,
Man.
there's definitely more. I hear what you're saying, Tickles Ralph. There's definitely more layers to the story.
Yeah.
I need to hear the story again. Um,
I'm on it too. Like, it's mixed feelings, but you gotta you got to.
OTTO said that Ralph will replace it with the Tesla bot in this situation. Also,
He
oh
probably
man,
would. He probably would.
no more days off for you.
Yeah. It's one of those things like, maybe we gotta phase you out, right? Like, hey, I hired you to do a job. That's one, like, that's the side. We on the emotional side where it's like, yo, I gave you a kidney and now you're gonna fire me. But it's like on the other side, I hired you to do a job and you can no longer do this job. The job still needs to be done. So it's one of those where, okay, how long did she give her to try and get the job done?
Yeah,
Is there some other ways that we can try and get the job? Like, yeah, if she just fired her, like, just boom, get up out of here. And there were like, and there are other ways that the job could get done with it still being her. You know, you gotta go ahead and do that because she did give you the kidney. But if it was one of those things where like first sight, like, all right, you out of here, that's ruthless for sure.
well, just to kind of go back to that timeline, the surgery happened August 2011, and she was fired March 2012. So just to put it in
Ah,
perspective of the time
ah,
there. But we didn't know how much time to recover, whatever. She said she had complications from the surgery,
mm.
making it difficult for her to perform some job tasks. What those tasks were, I don't know.
The law
But
said it was unjust.
yeah, and $15 million was the penalty. So we'll see how that looks out for that. I think there's definitely more to the story, like you said. There's always three sides. The first person, the second person, and the truth. So we'll see how that looks
Yeah,
out.
they in the comments going crazy.
Yeah, the South versus the North. The moral of the story: don't give your boss a kidney.
Now that might be a fact. I don't know. I don't know anything else, but I do know that. Hey, I don't know if we can do that. There's got to be something against a relationship, or I don't know.
Yeah.
It's something.
Thanks for the kidding. You are now on a pip. I need you to train George, my new Tesla bot.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
No, what's even worse is naming the Tesla bot her same name.
Yeah,
Hey Debbie, I need you to train Debbie, the new Tesla bot. That'd be wild.
yeah, yeah. That'd be wild. But listen, y'all. This has been hilarious. It's been a
Yes.
good time. We're definitely gonna have. If you guys want anything for us to cover on the show, feel free to hit us up directly. If you're not connected to us on LinkedIn, go ahead and connect with us on LinkedIn, and we definitely could share more stuff that if you want to talk about, the stuff that you want to talk about. We definitely want to be able to do that. And man, so fun, so fun. Ralph would have fired a week later. Oh man, like you just had a surgery a week ago. That's right. Now get out of here. So
Mm.
that is hilarious, y'all. But thank you so much for rocking with us on this episode of Talk That Tech, I should say. This episode of Talk That Tech. I might have to take some NyQuil. But again, thank you so much for rocking with us. We definitely appreciate it, and always thank you so much for supporting the show. Again, this is Talk That Tech, the
#1 tech morning show in the world, and we're gonna see y'all next week for another banger.
Yes. Peace and elbow grease.